Hey there, my name's Nader Najad. I make videos for digital nomads and people traveling the world. I also run my own online business where I fix people's reputations and help them with social media marketing. If this interests any of you or you're trying to make money online, be sure to subscribe and smash that notification bell because today's video, how much does it cost to live in Chiang Mai, Thailand? $2 million? $50 trillion? No, we all know it's a lot cheaper than that. So I'm gonna break down my monthly expenses after spending a month in Thailand and also calculating how much I spend in Chiang Mai. So I rent a small studio apartment because that's all I need, and I spend a lot of my day outside of the apartment doing other things here in Chiang Mai. So for this place right now, it costs around 299 to 300 Canadian. It's 300 Canadian or 299. It's 300 Canadian dollars for 2 weeks, and that's renting on Airbnb. You can find cheaper accommodation. If you stay here for 3 months, you can find monthly accommodation for 325, but I'm paying double that because I'm renting on Airbnb. Airbnb is going to be more expensive. Agoda might be a little bit cheaper, but really it depends. I find they're similar prices, so it costs me around 600 Canadian a month for rent. Food. Thai meals are going to go as low as 35 baht, depending on where you go, to 50 baht. That's for a really, basic Thai meal at a street vendor's food stand, but it can get more expensive than that. If you're eating Western food, it's gonna cost 100, 200, 220 baht, maybe even 300 baht. So we're looking at 12, 13, 14 Canadian for a Western meal here. So it's gonna be very similar to what you're eating back home. So for me, I eat a lot of Thai meals, so it's gonna cost me around 50 baht. Eat a couple meals a day, that for the whole week, for the whole month. On the low end adds up to around 150 Canadian dollars because there's, sometimes I might grab something on the side. And this is not including coffee. This is not including coffee, so it's about $150 minimum. And then if you're gonna be eating some Western meals, it can go all the way up to $300. If you're spending a lot of money on food, like you're eating 3 meals a day, and a couple of those meals are Western foods, then it's gonna be up to 400 Canadian dollars. And I'm converting all the prices into USD so people can actually see how much that costs. So it can get decently expensive. Like it can get to the point where it's not super cheap. Like maybe it's 30% cheaper than back home, 40% cheaper than back home, but it's not like you're gonna be running through a field eating steak for 5 cents. That's not what it's like. And people actually need to understand that because a lot of people come out to Thailand and they think immediately like, hey, Thailand's gonna be so cheap. Everything's gonna be like 25 cents. That's not really the case. You are gonna spend some money. Like if you come out here without making money, you're not gonna be able to afford it, right? It's like an inexpensive city back home. Food is very cheap. There are things that are very cheap, but if you're not here on the long term, you're kinda, unless you really go digging and looking and maybe bartering with people who own properties, then it's gonna cost you like minimum like $14 to $19 a day for accommodation, for the low-end accommodation, and $20 to $24 for the slightly more high-end accommodation, $30 for really nice accommodation, $50 for really nice accommodation, and $80 to $100 and plus for luxury accommodation daily. So it really depends on what you're looking for. Obviously, on the long term, you can get really nice places for like 500 US a month would get you a really nice place here if you're going for like a 3-month rental. But if you're going month by month on Airbnb, not the same thing. You have to remember that. So entertainment, you have movies around here. Movies at Maya Mall are gonna run you about 170 to 190 baht. It might run you around 500 baht if you're gonna get the VIP seats towards the back of the room. Probably 250 for each seat on the couch. So that's for movies. I mean, there are meetups around here. You might have to pay 50 baht to enter. You might have to pay 40 baht, so it's not really a lot. But I also factor in, let's say if I eat a meal outside while I'm being entertained or drink beer, I count that as entertainment. I don't drink a lot, but occasionally I may have a beer or something, so this actually makes the price go up a little bit. So I say maximum I spend $50 a month on entertainment because I'm usually working here and I'm usually doing, I'm biking, I'm going to the gym, so these things really make sense. If you want to do Muay Thai here, a lot of people don't talk about it, but Muay Thai is fairly expensive here. If you want to get a lesson a day, so this is like the whole 30 days, like the whole month, you're gonna be able to get one lesson a day. It's gonna be around 300 Canadian dollars. And again, dropping the price in US, 300 Canadian dollars is not cheap. Okay, for some lessons. I know it's every day, but they're classes. There are martial arts classes in Canada that I found for $70 a month. I was doing Hapkido 3 times a week for $70 a month. So it can be expensive out here as well if you're really, doing a martial art, because they're very serious about Muay Thai here. I'm not factoring this into my monthly cost because I don't do Muay Thai for the month. I haven't even taken a lesson yet. I would like to do it. Each lesson is around 400 baht, 350 on the lowest end for a lesson that I found in Chiang Mai. Transportation. For transportations, I never use tuk-tuks. I don't really like tuk-tuks because they're more expensive. They're probably slower than a motorcycle. They are. So there's no reason for me to take them. I actually haven't taken a single tuk-tuk here in Thailand, although maybe I should try it. Some people come here and they just use them all the time, but I don't really use them. So my transportation is mostly Grab bikes and walking. Grab is an app. I'm sure many of you have heard of it. You can use it to get around Southeast Asia. Extremely handy. It is the Uber of Southeast Asia. So Grab is going to cost me around 50 baht each trip, and maybe I'll take a few trips a week. So this, at the end of the day, adds up to around 50 Canadian dollars a month. On the highest end, if I'm in Bangkok, like I'm going from Lat Phrao to King Power, which is like an hour away, and doing crazy trips like that throughout the month, then it could reach $100. But it's very rare that I would end up doing something like that on a frequent basis. So 50 to 75 Canadian dollars. Electricity, depending where you are, electricity is not going to be free. So for electricity, I spend 5 baht for, megawatt per unit. So 5 baht per unit using quite a few units usually adds up to maybe a couple thousand baht, and a couple thousand baht is around 100 Canadian. So 100 Canadian, maybe 150 Canadian on electricity. And these are generally all of my expenses. I don't go super luxury, I don't go all the way out. What I need is a place where I'm comfortable, a place where I'm close to everything that I need. I like to have my place, I want a place that has aircon. I want a place that I'm comfortable in, that has a fridge, that has a nice bathroom. I like these things. So at the end of the day, my costs are, I'd say, on the medium end, maybe even the lower medium end, because I don't really go and splurge on apartments. Coffee, which I've recently stopped buying outside because it's a waste. Sometimes it's more expensive than in my own country. Like if you buy an Americano, it can be like 80 baht. 80 baht is quite close to $5, right? It's maybe like $3 and something. So that's kind of ridiculous for 1 cup of coffee, especially in lesser economically developed countries. So I tend to make my own coffees, but when I was buying coffee, it would amount to $50 to $80 a month if I continued. So I've cut that out as well. Not even to be frugal, but like it just doesn't make sense. Like, why am I coming? Like the reason why I came here was to experience the world and be able to work online and have my dollar go further. I come here to spend double on coffee, right? So that's the price. At the end of the day, the grand total for living here in Chiang Mai is around 1,200 Canadian dollars. I did not go and add up all the numbers. I picked kind of the mid-range on some of those figures that I gave you, and it's around 1,200 to 1,400 Canadian dollars, give or take. So that's cheaper than US dollar. I'm doing the conversion down here. It's not too bad. That's not too bad. If you're living in California or New York or an expensive city or even in Halifax, that's a pretty good price for living. So that's how much I spend out here, and I do a lot. Like I really have a lot of fun. If I were to do this sort of entertainment back home and like go out this often and this frequently and eat out like this, it would cost thousands. Like I'm talking about $3,000-$4,000 a month. But because I'm doing it this way in Southeast Asia, it's actually a lot more affordable, it's economical, and it's great. So I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions about costs here in Thailand or getting around, be sure to subscribe, smash the notification bell, and drop me a comment down below. I'm here to help you, and I hope this video helped.